So when it comes to the Nintendo Switch, it looks like games cost significantly more depending on the game. A good example of a game costing more on the Nintendo Switch than it did on other platforms is Rime. You may remember Rime. A lot of people said it was a pretty mediocre game. Some people liked it, some people didn't like it. Either way, it was $10 more on the Nintendo Switch, and it looks like this trend is going to continue in the future because it looks like Capcom is going to be pulling the same stunt when it comes to the new Resident Evil remakes coming to the Nintendo Switch. The Resident Evil 0, Resident Evil 1, and Resident Evil 4 games coming to the Nintendo Switch. It looks like they're going to be applying Switch tax to the games, and that's kind of disappointing to find out that Capcom, out of all the companies, decides that all these three games need to have a Switch tax. So if you want to buy these games individually right now, you can actually buy these games individually right now on PS4 and Xbox One. On PS4 and Xbox One, these games are actually going for $19 individually if you buy them digitally. I do know I looked on the eShop right now at those games, and when those games come out, you can actually buy those games digital as well. But guess what? You're going to be paying $29 instead of $20 individually on the PS4 and Xbox One. So you can see they're charging you $10 more for this game. Now let's go over to the physical side. Now they do make a Resident Evil 0 and a Resident Evil 1 remake for the PS4 and Xbox One. That one is currently going for $40 if you want to buy that bundle for those two games, but it looks like on Switch it's going to cost even more for those games, and that's ridiculous because one of the games in the Resident Evil collection that's coming out to Switch on a physical form is not even going to be on the cartridge. So what are they trying to claim that the fee's so more high on the Switch if they're going to be making one of the games a digital download and not even included on the cart? I do know that there's always been this thing with the Switch when it comes to physical media where games are kind of expensive to make just because the cartridges are very expensive. I don't know in Capcom's case how much money it actually cost them to get the cart to make Resident Evil 4, Resident Evil 0, and Resident Evil 1 happen on the Nintendo Switch, but it does kind of suck that Switch owners have to pay significantly more for their games, even if it's like $10 or $20 more for the game. Either way, it's still more for the game on the Switch. I guess some companies also probably think, well, guess what, guys? You're paying for a game that's a mobile or a hybrid version of the game. You can play it on the go, and you can play it on your at your home on your TV. So like, we'll be able to get away with this because, well, we know fans will want to play this game on the go. So if you want to play this game on the go, I guess you're just gonna have to suck up the money. And in Capcom's defense, they'll be like, yep, you have to pay more money, and you know you're gonna pay more money for this game that you couldn't take on the go with the PS4 and the Xbox One. So there'll be people who are willing to pay this extra fee for these games that are coming to the Nintendo Switch. But overall, I'm not really too big of a fan of this practice. But again, I don't know the cost it costs to put games on physical media. But then when it comes to the actual digital sales, you can see there is no excuse for these games to be $10 more on digital, because what the heck are you paying? What the heck are you paying for, Capcom? Tell me what you're paying for, Capcom, when it comes to digital. It's not like you have to buy a box, you have to buy a cartridge for the game, put the file on the cartridge, do all the dirty work. You pretty much just have to throw it up on the eShop. So why is it $10 more digital? It just really sucks that it looks like some Nintendo games are getting the shaft by being significantly more on the Nintendo Switch than whether you would buy on the PS4 or Xbox One. Ultimately, it comes down to, do you want to buy the game on the Nintendo Switch and have the convenience of playing this on the go, or would you rather save that $10, $20 and actually play this somewhere like the PS4 or Xbox One where you can't take it on the go and you save a little bit more money there? Ultimately, I guess it just depends what type of gamer you are. Anyway, guys, this is Wayne from My Tech News, signing out.